Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Ben. How are you guys doing today? And as you have followed me on my channel, or maybe some of my old subscribers may have known that I jailbroken my iPhone, and I actually did a process on how to do that. And back in February, I did a video on whether you should jailbreak or not, and I recommended that you guys at least try it once. Well, it's been about 4 months right now because we are in May, and I am going to give you guys my thoughts ever since I made that video compared to right now. So normally you would see my face for some comedy like in my What Do I Think videos. However, I'm going to go serious in this video because this is about a jailbreak update. So whether you should jailbreak or not. And me personally, I still feel that you guys should at least try it once. I definitely tried it once. I'm unlocking my phone here, and I definitely love jailbreaking. Now, have I used the tweaks on a daily basis? Yes, I have. However, these are just minor tweaks. For example, one of the tweaks that I have right here is if I slide down from the taskbar, you see that I have SB settings right here. SB settings is basically toggle settings. So you can enable Wi-Fi, turn off Bluetooth, turn the brightness down. This is something that should have been integrated into iOS 5. So that's probably a possibility that we could see in iOS 6. But we're not going to talk about iOS 6. We're just going to talk about the features that I can do with jailbreaking. And another thing I like is this Infinity Dock. Infinity Dock is basically where I get to scroll in my dock, so that way I can have multiple applications, because normally you are limited to 4 and you can like have 5 showing up, you can have 6, 7, 10, but if you go any higher than 5, it'll look all bunched up and then you can barely see your icon. So I recommend you keep it on 4 and then you just keep swiping on your dock, or you keep it on 5. And another tweak I have is called lock info. Now let's lock my device right here. So as you can see, the device is locked. So I'm going to open up the home button. You can barely see it with the brightness. But if I were to tap and hold the taskbar, is it doing it? Yeah, it's doing it. As you can see, you get all these different notifications here. So that's really what I like, because I can just hit the home button and then check on my notifications. Now that's something you can get in iOS 5. However, if you're on iOS 4 like me, because I can't update any further to iOS 5, then this is definitely a great tweak to get. And you don't have to view lock info directly on the lock screen. You can do it directly on your springboard. So again, just tap and hold your taskbar, and as you can see, your lock info pops up. So I just basically gave you an overview of some of the tweaks that you can do with a jailbroken device. And the way you can tell if your device is jailbroken is if you have this icon right here called Cydia. I'm not used to filming with my webcam, so I do apologize for this and the crappy camera quality. But there you go. There is Cydia right there. Cydia is basically a store. It's basically an app store, but for jailbroken devices. That's all I can say. Now, what have I noticed in jailbreaking? Well, let me just start off with the iPhone 3G before I jailbroke it. So ever since the iPhone 3G got the iOS 4.0 update, the phone has gone bad. It has gotten slow, and the battery life is crap. Well, not completely crap, but it just worsened just a little bit. Otherwise, the issues that I had since updating to iOS 4 is really minor. Now, ever since I jailbroke it, it got a little bit worse. So it'll definitely depend on what device you're using, and this is the same statement I made in my other video that I did back in February. Another thing I noticed is the sleep wake button. Now, you guys are probably thinking there's nothing wrong with the sleep wake button, it's just a button. Okay. The hardware is fine, but what about the software that was developed for the sleep wake button? Well, here's the thing. Sometimes when I push the sleep wake button, so it's functioning right now, but sometimes when I push it, I can't even lock my device. And sometimes when I want to view the lock screen for lock info, I can't even click the lock button, the sleep wake button. I would have to keep holding the home button right here. The way I can reset it is if I were to use my SB settings and then put down my toggle switch right here, click the power button right here, as you can see, and I got the option right here called reboot, power off, and safe mode. and I have cancel as well. So I'm just going to click cancel for now. So what I would do is I would click reboot the whole device, and then my sleep wake button would be working again. And another thing, as far as safe mode is concerned, safe mode, it's going to happen every now and then. Only once a while. And safe mode, it'll basically just give you a message saying that your springboard has crashed, and that's why your device is put into safe mode, which at first I didn't like safe mode, but at the same time, ever since I got to know it a little bit more, I actually find it really useful. And here's why. Because let's say if I'm having like so many problems, because I'm like, ever since I jailbroke it, I've had like a little bit of problems on here. So if I want my tweaks to not give my phone the issues that it's going through right now, I would just put the phone on safe mode, and then it'll deactivate all those tweaks. All my Cydia apps will be there, but it'll just deactivate all the tweaks that are used to tweak the operating system a little bit. So it'll be like I'm using a clean Apple iOS device, except that it's still jailbroken. And another thing I noticed is that I got this weird bug on my phone, and let me get into the story. So I was like watching a video, and then my phone frees up. You know, when I jailbroke this phone, it's gonna freeze up sometimes, maybe once a while, and then my screen went completely black. Now, here's the point that I'm gonna get to. 6 minutes here. When the screen went black and I tried to turn on my phone, I couldn't get the screen to go on as it is right now. And this is where I started to panic. And then I tried holding down the sleep wake button to slide to power off the device. No luck. And then I tried plugging in the 30-pin dock connector cable into the plug on the iPhone right here. It charged. I can tell it charged because I heard the noise when it made that ding sound when you charge your device when it's plugged in every time. It charged, but I couldn't get any indicator for the battery status. So what I had to do was I had to put my phone into DFU mode, not connected to the computer. Alright, so the phone wasn't connected to the computer, and I just hold the sleep wake button and the home button at the same time simultaneously, and then I waited for the Apple logo. And then when the Apple logo came up, I was relieved. And then it did take a little bit of time for the phone to reboot. I would say about maybe 1 to 2 minutes. That's how long it took. And I'm not very fond of that at all. So if you guys want to jailbreak, do I still recommend you guys jailbreak? I recommend you guys try it once. Now, is it something you might want to use on a daily basis? It could be, depending on what you're looking for. Me personally, I've only had minor tweaks that I've used on this phone right here. In fact, there are probably some other tweaks that I have installed that I shouldn't have installed because I don't use those very often, and I should uninstall off my device right here. Overall, I recommend you guys jailbreak it once, like I said in my other video. However, I suggest that you guys get the newer devices instead of sticking with the old ones like I do right here, because face it, this phone is pretty much antique right now, and this antique, it has gotten a little bit slower. So this wasn't an exciting video today, or a review. This is basically just a update video from my last video I did in February, and it was titled "Whether you should you jailbreak your iOS device? What Apple should have done." Thank you so much for watching. If you guys like this video, please click the like button down below. And for more updates, follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/benicellguy, and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't yet. I will see you guys in the next video. You have a good day now.